because last time we have upset that we can come to Singapore. Finally, we Alhamdulillah, we can come to Al Arabiya. This is part of our project entitled Teaching Strategy for 21st Century Learners, focused on the Islamic school, Sekolah Madrasah. Because Sekolah Madrasah in Thailand, specifically in southern Thailand, our quality is still lower than the standard when compared to the government school, compared to the private school that not belong to the Muslim people. We still below. The government, they support the budget to the school. One student, $400, $400 for 1 year.
US dollars.
Singapore dollars.
Yes, Singapore dollar.
For 1 year, the government subsidized $400 for 1 year for one student. If you have 10 students in the school, you time 10 for 1 year. The one is for teacher salary, the management and everything. Still not enough actually. Still not enough actually. But the government asks why we already support you the budget. Why you can rise up your quality, educational quality. And this is the reason why we are doing the research, because most of the schools we still in the same, like the curriculum divided, not integration. 10 subjects per day students have to learn. Morning, academic, networking,
Islamic.
Malaysia.
speech and listening, to study Aqidah, faith, hadith. So one way to like we want to reduce the subject matters, and this then we will study not so much lesson for the student. So we have to learn how Singapore, Indonesia and Malaysia have done for improving the people school, especially in the 21st century. So our study will focus on the teaching strategy and also the curriculum, what your curriculum design for the student. Actually for the school administrator, we just want to ask about the policy in the 21st century, what is the school policy in the next future, what you are going
Any
to
support
achieve. It's also the challenge for Islamic school, specifically for Islamic studies. We are worried about Islamic studies teachers. They graduate from Arabic countries. They not really know how to integrate between the content, the technology in the classroom. Maybe here you have a lot of experience. You have done like we interview the Ustad. He's very nice. He's very
active.
Yeah, active teachers. We have learned many things from him.
First question.
Yeah.
Okay. Just as you wrote yourself, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm your brother in Islam. My name is Benman. I joined the school in 2011, May 2011.
2011.
Yeah, after spending about 13 years in national school, mainstream school. So I am an engineer by training, mechanical engineer. Then I switched to education about 20 years ago. So I've been 7 years in this school. So you can ask me about curriculum, commissioning and that kind of thing. If the question comes, I will answer inshallah. Miss Aisha Abdul Mana, she is much longer than me in the school. So if you want to know about the school history, you know how it has progressed, how it has progressed prior to 2011 to now until 2018. Between 2011 to 2018, it has been very, very rapid progress. Okay. And Miss Aisha is also in charge of the staff development, staff professional development. So some of those questions that you raised just now, you can ask her about professional development. Okay. Now, in addition to that, maybe I can. In addition to that, this is also the school history, right?
Yeah.
So we were founded in the 1930s. Okay. So you can see for yourself how the school has evolved. So we were a school like this once before. Then it got burned down. It got burned down, and then we moved.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah. And this was the turning point in 2009 when I joined madrasah system. I think that's how Brother Sadiq got to know about Yershad and all these kind of things. So what you're looking at when it comes to the vision and mission, this was crafted when I joined 2011. Alright, because I found that the mission statement was very wordy, the vision nobody remember. So what we did was we tried to put all of them together so that teachers can all go through the tangent. I think personally I think it's important that teachers know, like what you have mentioned, the direction that we are going. But how do we go about making or establishing the understanding? That's important. See, so for me, when I joined, I used the strategy map, the balanced scorecard approach. Strategy map. The strategy map was useful because when teachers look at the strategic objective, they can locate themselves. Oh, okay, so we want to do this because it will help us to achieve some of these things. Yeah, so those things are important. So these two newsletters, so the strat map, I think you have a copy. Is it the room, no?
Yeah, I have a copy.
You have a copy inside the room, so you can look at the strategy map. Then this is actually, there were actually 3 newsletters. This is the most latest that was produced last year. Last year, right?
No, this year.
Oh, this year. It was this year.
Once a year.
Yeah, once or twice a year. Once or twice a year.
Wow.
This was before this, So over here, you can also take note of the alumni. I had some question just now about to the parents about whether they want to go. Yeah, so there's an alumni here. That will be a bunch. So, and then, okay, so you notice all this. Will you be in Singapore tomorrow?
No.
Or you won't be in
On
Singapore?
Saturday.
You won't be
Still here tomorrow.
Still here tomorrow.
Tomorrow still
If
here.
you are here tomorrow, then I will encourage you to buy the newspaper Berita Harian.
Berita harian.
Yeah, because there will be one article on us tomorrow about our students, this group of students. This group of students. Berita Harian.
In general, I'm looking at your implementation very well. Alhamdulillah, you are doing so much about education in the 21st century. But I just want to know, what is the factor that you can move all these things, like the teacher, like the staff and everything? What is the important factor that you can implement all those things?
From traditional teaching method to the current one.
The factor that push you to go.
I think the changing educational landscape in general in Singapore, it's very rapid. The changes are very, very rapid. So for madrasah like ours, if we don't keep up, we will be left very far behind. As it is, madrasahs in Singapore, because we are a private institution,
Do you mean that because of the government push you is a factor from outside?
I think when I first joined the school, it was one of the least known madrasah in Singapore. We have 6 madrasahs. We were the least known madrasah. So if you ask members of the public to name 6 madrasah, they can say, oh, madrasah Madrasah Yershad, Madrasah Al-Sagar. Then they will get stuck. What's the last madrasah? Because it's so generic. And that is also a factor. So the factor is how then we establish ourselves. like you said, I think teachers can come together because there is a common vision to see that the
Common
school,
vision.
common vision to see that the school is able to or the school standing is there. Like I said, right, we cannot tell the other 6 madrasah. So first and foremost, we would like to establish our own branding in the light of 6 madrasahs. So we want to be unique. See, and the unique comes in the form of the curriculum that we offer. Right. So if you look at all the other madrasahs, the curriculum basically for the other madrasahs is like mostly 50-50. Like what you said just now about your school. You have 50% Ukrawi, and then another 50% academic or the subject. For us, it's more like 70-30.
Academic
70%. The reason being because most of our graduates, they will go to
University.
polytechnic to become engineers, architects, doctors, and things like that. So they don't see themselves to become asatiza. I mean, not all of them. They see more of themselves as more Muslim professionals. Professional Muslim as a Muslim professional.
Although they are engineering, but they can speak Arabic.
Yeah.
They can memorize
And like
Quran.
this particular person, this is a good example of our graduate, Sadiqul Amin. What is the second one? First one, eh?
The first one.
Okay, sorry, not here. We have a graduate called Sadiqul Amin. He is an electrical and electronic engineer in the Singapore MRT system. So from Monday to Friday, he's an engineer. Saturday, Sunday, he is a teacher. He is teaching small children.
Where is it? Either masjid or in the school?
Masjid.
No, masjid.
Mashallah.
Okay. So that was the first motivation. We want to establish ourselves in the 6 madrasah branding. The second motivation was that because we offer more academic subjects, we have to see ourselves in the whole landscape of the education system. So that means we don't look at ourselves and say, oh, we give excuses, we are madrasah, therefore, we are so heavy, we cannot perform. No, I said, no, because we also take in new students at the secondary one level. Whether you like it or not, after they leave school, they will start choosing, right? So why would they choose a madrasah over a national school? Why should they do that? You see? And if they decided to choose for the spiritual, then why not they choose other madrasahs? Why they choose mine? Right? So the second thing is that we have to establish ourselves against the national school. So we are not afraid. So what we do is we benchmark our performance against other schools' performance. National schools, not madrasahs. Yeah, so for English, our math, our sciences, our humanities, we are not afraid. We take
So nowadays you benchmark with the government school, not madrasah.
madrasah, no need. You see, because we believe that when it comes to the other madrasahs, I think we are okay. But in order for us to improve further, then we have to stand. Whether we can have equal standing in terms of student achievements. Yeah. So
The heart of the education is a teacher. I believe that before you are coming here, before we change the mindset of the teacher, is it hard for you to change the teaching method, the mindset, everything?
definitely. Yeah.
How
I think
the
the
secret that you
biggest
have
change,
done?
Secret.
I think the biggest change is actually the formation of JMS lah. The joint
Madrasah system.
The joint madrasah, before joint madrasah system, our madrasah operates as an institution under another parent body. It's a self-help organization that looks after mostly the welfare of the community. It's an association. It has 3 branches. One branch looks into dakwah, of course, because it's a Muslim organization. Another will be under welfare. The other one, another branch is education. So we came under that umbrella. But once they decided to accept Mui's invitation to join this madrasah, under the joint madrasah system, a lot of things change.
It means that the joint school curriculum also one factor that affect to your school.
Yes. Sorry again. What is it?
The joint
The GMS. The GMS curriculum.
also the one factor that affect.
Yes, definitely, because we have access to people like Mr. Herman, where before it was under the organisation and it's a Muslim organisation. The leaders, the school leaders at that time were picked by them. So and when they pick the school leaders, of course, the aspects are different. Again, like I said, because the focus is not solely on education. The focus, they have 3 branches, so they tend to look at education as just one of the things that they have to manage. But once we came under GMS, everything changed. The direction also has to change. You see?
But let me try to answer this question.
Yeah.
I think a strong leadership is important.
Strong
school
leadership.
yeah. You know why? Because prior to my me joining
Strong leadership of who?
the principal.
Of the
Principal,
school.
I'm not praising myself. I'm about to ask Ms. Aisha to explain what do I mean by that. Because prior to my joining the school, how many principals do you have in a span of what?
I think,
10 years?
I think I joined the school actually in 1999. Okay, and from 1999 to just before Mr. Yatman joined us, which is 2011, I think there were about slightly less than that. I think about seven change in leaderships. The principals keep changing.
You will see the change.
Yeah, so with every change of the principal,
SI at the board.
yes, you saw that. So it seems like every 2 years there's a change.
At most 2 years.
Yes.
So I'm the longest serving.
So it's very difficult for us to
But
move.
in our country as well, when the school administrator is not come from the educational background, like you, from the engineering, from nursing, from mainly
The former
the leadership is
from pharmacy.
different. The former principal from pharmacy.
Okay, but maybe the main difference is that even though Mr. Herman, he says he's engineer trained in engineering, but he also had a stint in education. He was trained also as a teacher, in fact a school leader before he joined our school. So there's a vast difference, in determining where we go, what our curriculum, what is our program, the school programs. All that plays a very big role, because again I've seen the different school leaders over the years, and most, if not all of them, are actually from spiritual leaders lah, mostly. Ustads, mostly. So mudir, we call it mudir.
Is there any factor from the communities, the parent and association, or any other factors that?
See, when I joined in 2011, there wasn't any parents support. There wasn't that. So Mr. Kamal just, he was the first president of the parents support group. So that came in. I agree with you, because there are certain stakeholders which are important to the school. Parents is one of them. The community around us is also another one. And so in 2011, when I first came in, I look at the school and how they conduct themselves. Then I realized that they do not mix around. They are very cloistered. That means they are inward looking. So to them, the outside world is very bad. Very suspicious. So our students should not participate in any of the activities outside, because they will be exposed to free mixing. They will be exposed to music, they will be exposed to
issue LGBT,
many things they will be exposed to. But my stand is, this is a school. If you don't learn how to conduct yourself, then when are you going to learn? You see? So I remember in 2011 when I first came, I asked my students to take part in the one note harmony. I don't know what.
The one up.
There was this event for students, where
Harmony
national
Works.
school students or Harmony Works, national school students come together and they talk about issues. So previously, my teacher said no, because they will have things like performance, boys and girls mixing around. So I said, never mind, we learn. So when madrasah students from mine went there, the organizer were going like, hey, I think we need to prepare a prayer place. We need to prepare. But my question is, you have Muslim students attending where you never want to prepare prayer place before. Just because our madrasah students come, now you would want to prepare a prayer place. So based on just participation, mashallah,
It's the way of the dawah.
rahmatan we brought rahmah to the whole group. Then my students, when they were there, they were leading prayers in the prayer room. So now the Malay Muslim students who were there, previously they don't, then they realize can do Zohor, so they come. Yes, after that there was performance, but my students didn't take. But what they do is that they will voice out, they will say, when it comes to the discussion of issues, right, then they take part. So if you want a school to be, if you want your students to be resilient, to be able to know how to respond to challenges like what you said just now, like activities and those kind of things, then you need to understand the field. And in order for you to do that, you need to be participating, not avoiding. Not avoiding. Yeah. I don't know whether you spoke to the English teacher.
Yes.
Madam Soharani. Because just a few weeks ago, we talked about some controversial issues. So we are not afraid to talk it out, but some things may not go down well. In fact, some Muslims may not agree with us the way we do. So the challenge is not just to convince teachers, to have parents to be on the same thinking, but also the community. Because some say, okay, you're doing well. Some will say, no, that is not Islamic.
What is your image for Al-Arabian school maybe for 5 or 10 years after? You're going to have a new building, right?
Yeah.
But after 5 years, 10 years, what this madrasah is going to
I don't even
like?
know whether I'll be around. I don't know, but we want to
What
be.
do you expect?
Yeah, sorry.
What do you expect?
Just how to prepare our
Kids.
for the future.
For
what the school should be for the future.
You see, like I said earlier, our school madrasah curriculum is different from the other private madrasahs.
It's very interesting when we look at we're a little bit confused, but the teacher already explained us what. Yeah, very
Yeah,
interesting.
even the Islamic subjects, dirasat ilmiah, which is not examinable, and it is an integration of the different disciplines, faith and seerah, hadith, Quran, tafsir, and all that. So like what you have mentioned, if we were to read one by one, it will take a long time. Yeah, then we do this in English, different, English and Arabic. Whereas in the other madrasah, it's Malay and Arabic, or Arabic or Arabic. So, yeah, because for us in Singapore, it's mostly English speaking. When you are challenged, you have to respond in English, not Malay or Arabic, etc. So if then you need to be familiar with the terms that you use, and some of those spiritual terms that we use are not very unlike the Christian way of talking. Talk about blessings. Blessing. Siapa yang cakap selalu pasal blessing, pasal Lord Almighty, kan? So that's getting used to. So when you ask me, the graduates of mine, what is my mission? That they will be very significant in the community. They are like what you have mentioned just now. They are not only Muslims, and they are faithful, practicing, but the example I gave you earlier, they will lead the community. Maybe not like asatiza, maybe not like mufti, but they will be because of their academic background, then they will be a very strong economically. Yeah. So during the day, they are engineers, they are doctors, accountants, but in the evening, they are
About the teachers' professional development, do you have any activities or any program to develop the teacher professional development?
Every year we will have a training plan.
I heard that some of your teachers going to the US, to New Zealand,
To Japan.
Yeah.
to Japan.
That's the initiative from MUIS also. MUIS is a Majlis Ulama Islam
Like from Canada, like
Canada.
no Canada.
from Professor
Majlis Ulama Islam
training.
trainer from Canada. The teacher said.
Oh,
Susan.
Susan.
Susan Taylor.
Susan.
UBD, the understanding by design. Yeah, again I said our training partners, we have a few training partners. At the beginning of the year, mostly we will design. We will have a training plan for the teachers. Alhamdulillah, we are supported by MUIS, by the
No,
training.
I think we need to talk about the three organizations. When it comes to professional development, when it comes to professional development, it will come from three initiatives, three main organizations. One is Majlis Ulama Islam Singapura, and one from Majlis Ulama Islam Singapura there's two. One is the MCD, which is the Madrasah Curriculum Development Unit
From
from
under the
MUIS,
Mrs.
Ulama Islam. Then the other one is Madrasah Policy and Planning Unit.
From
there's
MUIS
two,
as well.
From MUIS as well. And the third one is school-based assessment.
This is from
School-based assessment is our own madrasah. Yeah.
It's mean that two from MUIS, two unit from MUIS.
Okay. What she's trying to say is that first, in the beginning of the year, we will identify where we want or how we want, what kind of skill set that we need teachers to have. Okay, learning games. Okay. So
at,
when
at the beginning or at the end of the year,
at the end of the year, we have our strat planning and all
Where we
that.
do our review.
so you have a program to analyze what you need to develop. the
No,
teacher.
usually what I will do is I will do a SWOT analysis.
SWOT analysis.
SWOT analysis, you see. So like this, just this a few days ago, last week Friday, the Ministry of Education in Singapore announces that they will want schools in Singapore, the national schools, to cut down on one examination, one major examination, the secondary one. So there will be no longer mid-year examination, Sec 3 as well too. So that will impact the madrasah.
It's a pioneer. What? Is it all
All
schools?
schools.
Next year
All
also.
schools.
Next year also.
So they do not want to have a mid-year exam. They do not want for 13-year-old, that means secondary one, and 15-year-old as well too. So they want to reduce assessment. Right. So that as part of our SWOT analysis, then they say they want to sharpen the formative assessment, assessment for learning, AFL. See. So for us, yes, we have been. We also want to improve our AFL, right? So that is key. So that is the school need. So when we do that, then we look at the horizon, what is available from us. So MCD, the Curriculum Development Unit of MUIS, will have a set of training program, and they usually focus on the asatiza.
Yeah.
Asatiza. So
Yes.
UBD, Understanding by Design, they roll out to the asatiza. They are also the champion. No, they are not the champion for lesson. Then for lesson study, it is the MPPU. So they have a certain budget that they will choose teachers to go to Tokyo, for example. No, sorry, Beijing.
Yeah. This
Beijing.
year is Beijing. Last year was Japan.
What
Beijing.
we learn in Beijing.
The conference.
Lesson study.
That's a
But in
conference.
Japan,
lesson
okay,
study.
then his school also use lesson study.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then for us, like I said before, we wanted to improve on our AFL, assessment for learning. So we have engaged a vendor to look at questioning technique, feedback.
Feedback.
So you notice we have needs, then we look at the horizon. There are three providers: our own funding, then the Majlis Ulama Islam funding, then we deploy. We select teachers to go. Now, what you also need to ask is where do we get the funding? You see, so for teachers, they get from the MOEs,
Yeah.
MOEs which gets from
Actually
MOE as
from
well
MOE
too,
lah.
and
Actually
Ministry of
MOE.
Education. For
Per
each
head,
teacher,
the more is for per head or
per head,
per head.
$1,000, $1,000 per head.
For every teacher.
Yeah, for every teacher. 1,000, right?
Yes. Yes.
For one
Actually,
year,
not just MOEs.
one year.
MOE lah.
MOE, per head. Okay, but you see the thing is MOE only provide for academic subject teachers. So for asatiza they don't. That's why MOEs comes into the picture and support asatiza. So dollar for dollar. So if an academic teacher gets 1,000, then asatiza also get 1,000. So this is the money that we use to get vendor to come in, to send seminar, and we also work closely with NIE, National Institute of Education, to get teachers to go for training. And then there's also formal training sponsored by MOEs, which is the specialist diploma in teaching, public poly. So that's the baseline.
But teacher themselves, they can have a
choose.
choice. They have a choice, right?
Yes,
What they want to.
definitely.
Yeah, they can choose.
We will have dialogues, discussions with teachers. What do you want to? Which area do you want to move on?
Yeah.
And of course, look at the sources or resources that we have.
For you yourself, as the school administrators, for your professional development as the school administrators, do you have like collaboration with networking?
I mean, for me, if you look at my name card, I'm actually a seconded officer from Madrasah Islam Singapore. Yeah, so I can tap on MOE's funds to go for training. So take for example, I just came back from a master's program in leadership. So that program I received scholarship, some form of scholarship from MOE's. You know, yeah. So that's one. Then prior to coming to I was under the Leaders in Education program by MOE. Yeah, so I received some formal training there. Why I smile? That's why you saw me smiling, right? Because even at the national level, this is country, they have what they call the Skills Future initiative. So if you go to the website, you can find every Singaporean is given $500. Every Singaporean is given $500 to choose whatever that they want to do, to learn, to pursue.
For what age?
From what age?
Adult, every adult Singaporean.
Every adult.
Singaporean.
Good question. What age? Because if you're 40 and above, you can apply for some grants that can be as much as $10,000 or $5,000. See? So all in all, if you meet the criteria, you can get as much as $15,000. So for me, I will ask my teachers, go and take a master's. Then I encourage them to apply. You know, because once they get a master's, MOE will top up every year for those who have masters, 3,000 Singapore dollars every year.
For a private school?
Even for madrasah, not private school but madrasah. Yeah. So madrasah teacher teaching academic subject will get a financial incentive if they have masters up to 3,000.
Direct to the teacher account.
Direct to the teachers account.
Go through MOEs.
Go through MOEs, come to school,
Because
then we
MOEs-
deduct CPF.
Yeah.
CPF.
No, that one no.
Oh, no,
deduction.
okay,
That
okay,
one
inshallah.
3,000.
I don't know because I don't get. It's only for teachers.
Yeah.
I don't get.
You find a subject and you can be the teacher too. You teach one subject.
I teach. I
Leadership
teach
or
math.
different scheme.
Different scheme, yeah.
But those are the kind of assistance that we receive, lah, alhamdulillah. You know, again, if you want to talk about changes, that's one of the major changes.
For bachelor degree,
What degree?
Sorry,
for bachelor degree,
bachelor's degree.
bachelor degree.
Yes.
The teacher got the funding from the MOE.
All teachers get the funding. You see, this financial, we call it financial incentive. This financial incentive was just given to madrasas.
And how much for bachelor?
Per teacher is actually $3,000.
And when you get master,
Masters you
double.
get another 3,000. On
What
top.
was it? 3,000?
That's the basic tier. That's the basic tier. She was asking about all teachers.
But
whether all
initial
teachers
tier
get
which one? One,
the
two,
first
three?
one. The first one. There are 3 types of tiers.
Oh, the
Financial
250 a
tiers.
month,
Yes,
is it?
the 250 per month. The first tier is actually for all teachers, irrespective of whether you are trained or not trained. As long as you are teaching in a madrasah, that's the support given by the government, by MOE, and which is matched by MOE.
250.
Yes,
No, I
250
think you
per
need to be
month.
trained.
No, the first one is the first one.
Second
As
one
long
need to be trained.
no, I don't need to be trained. The
Thai
first
two
one.
after train.
After that, if you are trained, then you get a top up of $1,500 one time.
1,500
Yes, that's called financial
One
incentive
time.
too. Yes, one time.
for 1 year.
Yes, in the whole year
Okay.
you get one time. It's you normally disburse at middle of the year. Okay, the first one is disbursed monthly. Every month you get 250. Every month adds up to 3,000 at the end of the year.
And then when you got master degree,
You get master's degree at the end of the year you get another 3,000.
3,000.
Yes.
But we are not always like this.
Yes.
So
That's what I'm
but
saying.
it's okay. Just want
It's
to
the
get
change.
the idea of
Yeah.
the mode.
Prior to 2011, 2010,
Mhm.
the income of teachers teaching in madrasah was very low.
Very low.
In
Very
fact, when I joined, I realized that some even qualify for financial assistance because they are below the mean income of Singaporean, very, very low. So they fall under the low income or household that require special assistance. Teachers, got degree and all that.
I think every country is.
Oh, every country is like that.
Every country is for madrasah
Oh, is it?
Oh, madrasah.
Oh, yeah. You must tell all of them.
compared to the government school.
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
some.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you understand. So only in recent times, we receive some assistance. In fact, even our students also get some assistance here. So there's this thing called the EduSave. I'm not sure whether studying is familiar. EduSave. Only a few years ago, after 20 years of the initiative for national schools, then our students receive EduSave. For secondary, it's about $240 per year, and that money can be used for students' program. Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, policy curriculum is one thing, but you also need to be able to manage your finances well, to be able to balance the assistance given by the community, the government, and the other support group. So take for example our new building is supported by Majlis Ulama Islam Singapore through zakat, wakaf, and all that. It's not from government.
Like Richard is what? Richard?
Yeah,
From
similar.
movies.
Yeah, similar. And then the rest we have to raise funds. So we are raising funds. Yeah. And
I suggest that you make the dormitory for the international student.
oh, okay.
Yes.
I will send my son, my daughter.
You can come to our open house on the 10th November. If you want.
Yeah.
10th November.
10th of this
10th
November.
Saturday.
10th November
There's
is
an
our
open
open
house.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In November.
10 November.
Okay.
10 November. From 9 to 12 is a Saturday. You will learn a lot more, I think.
Because we with some of the parents in Thailand, they want to send their kid to
Yeah, but
Singapore, but
there is
have
no dormitory provided, so it's
If you
very
have a
difficult.
dormitory, just maybe 10 students.
Or like maybe hostel or family
Ibu
hostel.
bapa angkat.
We will send the international students.
Because we would love to send our kids
You
here.
can find
We have
10 to 20
students from
students come
Indonesia,
to
and they are very good students, but they have their own accommodation. Yeah, so we don't provide at the moment.
Can't afford the accommodation.
And maybe another, probably for overseas students, you must understand that for us, we do take international students, but they must be dependent pass holders. That means their parents are
Stay
working
here.
and support them or sponsor them to be here in Singapore.
Yes.
Then only we can take them in as our students. Because for now, we are not able to take international students who just wish to study here. When the parents are not working here, they do not have that pass, we are not allowed to.
I see.
Yeah, and the fee is expensive as well.
Yes, and the fees.
About
It's
800.
okay for the fee. Actually.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay for the fee. If you have a dormitory, there are some parents they can support.
No.
Oh, I see.
When they send the students to the UK, They're all spread around New Zealand.
Is there anything else?
It is okay.
Brother, you have anything to ask?
Pardon?
You have anything to ask me?
Yeah, I think it's clear. It's clear
I
from
think
your
we
explanation.
should do someday
Yeah.
to give a training to the school administrator.
Yeah.
We have so many projects actually, like the professional development for the school
School.
leaders.
Management team.
We are very interested in how you design the balance scorecard
Yeah.
for the school, how to reform the school through the new paradigm, the new education.
Would you like to get the strategy back? Okay, maybe she.
Can I have your school curriculum? Do you have? Maybe just for the
Our
example.
curriculum is actually MOE curriculum. Seriously, our curriculum
You can
is.
go to our website.
Yeah.
It's there, it's there.
It's there.
Yeah, you go to mind.edu.
I think the.
It's there, it's there.
it's there.
But what is not there is the strat map. You want to take a look. Where is it at?
Yeah,
Is it the resource?
you want to.
Anything that relevant to your curriculum, your teaching.
Just show
give
them,
us.
just show them. Just show them.
Make things easy.
So if you look at the strat map, maybe you understand what I'm talking about teachers finding themselves. That's very important. Because when you talk about envisioning, you say common vision. You want to do that, but how to go about doing that? Not easy. So I'll be very upfront with you. Not all teachers may agree. Not all teachers may agree. Sometimes when you think about future, 10, 20 years, their future might be different. They might think otherwise.
That's true.
Yeah. What they are concerned about? What they are concerned about is what do I do inside my class? You know, how are my students learning? How am I contributing? And how are you appreciating? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For teachers, it's like that. So for some of them, you have to recognize that. You know, you have to recognize that, and then you move on. So sometimes I say, let's just do it. Let's just do first. Okay. And I think after doing, then we sit down again and we say, what do you think? You know, is it was there an improvement or not? Because when you first start, you want them to start doing something. Let's take for example, UBD, understanding by design. You can tell them it's good.
Yeah.
But all they're concerned about how to do. You know. So we need to handle them. So my training, for example, if I do have training, my training is never one workshop. My training is never one workshop. If there is workshop, it will be introductory, the theory and all that. Then it will be followed by consultation and classroom observation and those kind of things. So this is it. So you can have that. So maybe I share. So this is our vision, right?
Yes.
Yeah. For 2018, we will do this again. So this is our vision. Previously, our vision was very long.
Yeah.
Very long. Okay. Then this is our values. Even this to rise value also very important.
Yes.
Remember I told you
Yeah.
that we were the madrasah that nobody know, so we need to rise.
Yes.
And then so this is to motivate students, motivate teachers as well too. So this is the outcome that we are looking at. This is the whole country, as well as the Islamic Religious Council outcome that they're looking at.
This is from the stakeholders, government,
Yeah,
MOEs, and
MOEs.
you combine together.
Yeah, we
yes?
put them separately, you see. So resilient society is one of them, you know. And then we talk about educational hub. That means we want to be different. We want to offer a different curriculum, you know, the national school. And then being the
Education hub
best.
is mean that you have to open the channel for international students.
Yeah.
But we have, but small number. Okay, and then about how we contribute to the human resource, development in Singapore. I told you before just now about our graduates being a very significant other in economy as well as in the religious education. So this is the nation, you know, plus the Muslim community is excellence. This one by Majlis Ulama Islam Singapore. Then for us, we are concerned about cognitive outcome, physical.
How you are the customer, the student?
The students is our customer.
Yes.
The students are our customer.
Yeah,
Okay. You can say parents, but parents can also be stakeholder. Okay, but
Students considered as customer.
yeah. So we look at their cognitive development, physical, social and moral, spiritual because we are madrasah, leadership, moral, not moral but moral,
Yes.
and aesthetic. Aesthetic is also important. So if you look at this is a holistic development of students. Alright, holistic development of students. Then when you go down further, this is our internal processes, teaching and learning. Teaching and learning. Yeah? So we have 4 strategic thrusts. One is achieve good academic results. Okay. Second one is heightened spirituality. Right. And the third one is we talk about holistic development just now, right? So other than cognitive, then what else? The physical and all that is here. Then for us, partnership is also very important. We talk about partnership just now. You were asking that question, right? About the community. Yeah. So based on this, then when we look at it, what are the processes that will help us to get a good achieve academic results? Teaching methodology is one of them. Notice that this same question that you mentioned just now. And then curriculum. You cannot run away from curriculum. Right? And then over here is infrastructure. So you see us getting funds, collecting to get new building. Right? Then if you look further, what will result in teaching-centered methodology? Alright, experiential learning is one of them, and science education. Just now you talked to Mr. Solan, did he mention about the STEM program?
Yes.
Did he talk about the research skills program, RSP?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all these are enhancing, the scientific thinking of our students. And then of course we have things like differentiated learning process, because our students are different abilities. Some are high performing, some not so. Alright, but even for those not high performing, we offer them like robotics, for example. Yeah, and we do not excuse them from Tafiz, Quran, for example. So they take part. Alright, so over here is the scholars program. So in order for us to have a strong footing, we need to have high performing students competing, against the other students. So we got to stretch them. They cannot follow the same curriculum, so they follow a different curriculum that is targeted towards stretching them even more. Then ICT is very important, especially cyber wellness. Now with social media, and fake news and all that, very, very important for them to learn how to conduct themselves. Then over here is the Rasat Dinia. This is about heightened spirituality, right? Yeah, so about and then over here about the internationalization of the Quran through structured Tahfiz program and all that internalization. Okay, and then over here you notice even CCA is important for us, right? CCE, student leadership, because in some schools, some madrasas, they don't see CCA as very important, or even physical education. For us, we take it very, very seriously. Our students sit for the national
physical
fitness award. Yeah, so they sit, and then of course, what is this? This is important for us. The Rahmatan lil Alamin framework or program. I'll give you an example. In 2016, we were in Istanbul, Turkey. We were working with an NGO to help the Syrian refugees. So we sent students over here. So this year, we are sending our students to Negeri Sembilan, Ompek Brago, right, to also assist, UNHCR with the refugee children. Now, this is not just a program, it is part of the Rasat Dinia. The Rasat Dinia has got level 1, level 2, level 3, Sec 1, Sec 2, Sec 3. The assessment, the authentic transfer task, the assessment is about service, how you service. So at Sec 1, they service the school. After they learn Islam, they service the school. Sec 2, they service the community. Sec 3, they service the international community. See, so, and what they learn in the Rasat Dinia, they have to translate it to the transfer task. You see? So in 1 year, when our students went to Cambodia, to Kampung Cham, they actually helped the missionaries to attend to the community, the lost community. They are Muslims, but they never pray. They are Muslims, the children don't know how to read Quran. So our children went there to teach the young ones how to read Quran. You see, so and that is a translation of what they have learned in school. Yeah, so they have to see themselves. This is what I meant by going out and then finding themselves in the community. Yeah. So they cannot see Muslims as being victimized all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they can have something positive to contribute. Yeah. Sorry, I long-winded. And then of course this one is so we have like A-star, NUS scientists. So this is when we talk about the NUS scientists, our scholars program, our scholar. So some of our students, when they are in secondary, they will be attached to clinics, science labs, you know, and NUS, so that they can engage themselves. And then this is something that you were asking a lot just now about the structures, systems, and professional development, right? Sorry, I'm not well. So this one is Lopat, teaching methodology. Then UPUA, right? This is professional well-being. IT, physical resources, that's one you mentioned. CCA, I told you about CCA, very important.
Yes.
And then this one is always very important because we don't get government grants.
Yeah.
So we got to think ways how to get revenue. And then of course, operational efficiency is important because your systems need to be in place. So this is everything in a nutshell.
Very clear.
So if you talk about 10 years, this is what we want to
Yeah,
achieve.
that is very clear.
This is you have it on the website?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So just take photo here.
Yeah, we need.
But you can copy. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work.
I think it's not easy
Yes.
to
Very
create this
clear
on
and
the
concrete as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So what do I mean when I say my teacher can locate themselves? When they go into the classroom, when they are teaching, when they're teaching ICT, for example, you know, or they know I must need to teach cyber wellness well, all right? Because we want them to be able to be a good Muslim who is discerning, able to tell between fake news, how to address cyberbullying and all these kind of things. You see. So they know when they locate themselves here, they can see what's the outcome that we're looking at. That's what I mentioned.
We are shooting of our own
I got
principal.
another
Sorry?
This is a topic.
My own principal at the school. They do this.
Ada
Good,
budget
alhamdulillah.
halal
I try to find, but I
Couldn't
cannot
find.
find. Yes.
This one.
But this is a bit complicated.
Islamic
Very
cyber
missing.
wellness.
Almarhum.
That's good.
Pass away already.
Yes.
Yeah, but can be a bit messy sometimes. So for each of these strategic objectives, there are KPIs.
Yeah.
There are KPIs. Yeah. So this is very nice. We can frame up, but the challenge is how to monitor,
How to implement it, how
track,
to monitor.
how to track. So for myself, I don't know whether you're familiar. I do linear regression. I do projections.
Yes.
Of the students' input, how they do in primary school. I share that with the teachers, so that becomes their target. Linear regression. I do evidence-based approach. So we look at research before we implement certain initiative. Things like that. So you can't really see all that in just 1 hour interview.
Yes. It's based on the research. If you use the high level statistic to look at the result.
But you have Brother Sadiq here who says that his principal has to so you can use
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Because is
He expert in strategy.
he's passed away
Passed
very young age,
Very how old?
43.
43.
Mashallah, yeah, very
But he have doing everything like this for the school, and then he passed away. But the people comes behind don't know how to use it. They implement.
About the same age I joined the school. 43.
Client.
Yusuf.
Satuan Yusof ni mana?
Yes, he's pharmacist.
Okay. Why don't you come? Let's have lunch.
Okay,
Lunch is
thank
here.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
come,
you so
come,
much.
come. If you want to do your salah, you can take your wudu in the toilet and then you can do your salah. But this is biryani. Is it okay? Chicken biryani. Is okay?
Yes. MashaAllah.
Oh, yeah. Because, no, I think we can give it now because I'm going to look for meeting.
Okay, for our school, we can take photo.
Come. Don't you want to first? No. This is the place I want to take. Okay, photo. Yeah.
Yusuf, Kairu.
Macam usual.
ไหนกันมาใช่ไหมเชิญถ่ายรูปก่อนงามขนมให้หมอหน่อย
สตรัคเจอร์ของเปเปอร์ได้แล้วนะพี่โลข้อได้เรียบร้อยเลยปวดท้องอะไรพวกอีกเลย
But your deputation is for 10 November. If you are free, for January.
Đây, tôi điส่งเลยđiคนส่งลูก
รู้หน้าที่แล้วสอง
นั่นแหละ
Boleh? Boleh. Mungkin ada yang tidak selesai. Oh, yes.
They look better now.
We also have a conference in my college, Charlotte, in next year.
Self-service na.
We will invite you to come.
Usually around when?
Usually around September. The conference is 2 years time.
September. Kalau data,
Kau baik.
ada sekolah dari kita baca, jadi setiap tahun ternyata
Coba coba.
You also can send your students to
ใช้มือได้ไหมถามทำไมอ่ะฉันไม่ได้ตอบเลย
So you have
high
school is high school here.
We just have the
High school, so
Islamic demonstration.
so now setting up what kind of middle school,
The after is
upper secondary, which is pre-university.
จำไม่ได้นอกคือ
we just assist budget
คือของโปรดเลยนอก
open the program sign training program.
ตอนเราต้องเป็นของมี
Science school
Let us know, all this time, there is a sitting, there's a break. Is it possible to share? You So, I understand that this is the last week.
Yeah, let's go for the meeting that after this we will propose
ร้านไหนอ่ะอะไรร้านไหนอ่ะ
So the
เดี๋ยวนี้ย้ายไม่ได้ของอีกอ่ะมันก็
ข้างหลังไม่หรอ
So we come over.
inshallah.
They come over.
แฟชั่นใช่ไหมแต่งอะไรกัน
Sejuk.
Sao bây giờ biasa kat sana ni red rose.
Prof, ya. So, bulan bulannya ada satu sistem yang dari pool.
Really? I have to ask my that is good.
Belum pakai lagi yang bayar file lagi.
Dia kata How do you use
Everybody has got their own.
He was the professor that came to see us. Professor. We are supposed to have one macam seminar in Singapore. Everybody have a first time November slot. Tak ada masa tengok. Makan lagi lah. Kasih habis.
Sayaขาดเลยครับ
เขาเป็นเรื่องนั้นนี่
มือสั่น
Ya, cek. Silakan Tuan.
Ada Kak Manuri ada di sini ya?
Ada di sini. Mudalis.
Jumpa besok punya.
Ya lah. Ya dari kita
January proposed a budget from Pasir Foundation for the school in South Africa. Teacher training our neighbors very useful. Teacher training.
Yes. Saya dari dulu, insyaAllah, if you have any question, I'll be in my room. But by 2 p.m. I will be in the so I can send it over. But the invitation is open. Sebelum hari dan thank you. It's very good.
Can you ask the formal letter?
Formal letter. Okay, insyaAllah.
I really want to come, but we are government staff, right?
Well, insyaAllah, I will send to send this
So is it
information, right? So I'll send CCTV.
But
You can do this every day. Okay, insyaAllah.
Tapi Vai nắm nhau đi. Vai nắm nhau.
น้ำเลย น้ำเลย
Đấy mà lên mấy cái đấy đại.
หมามุกแรกๆใครดู
Mình lên thế cái phần
ตอน
cái
นี้ช่วยปรับแอร์ให้เป็นอย่าสกีร้อนนะ
ปิดก่อนได้
ปิดก่อนแป๊บนึงได้ไหมใช่เดี๋ยวแหละว่าเขาร้อน
mấy cái cây bạc.
ช่วยปิดก่อนนิดนึงก็ได้ไม่รู้สึก
รู้สึกเมื่อแรกๆผมปิดเลยบ้างไม่เปิดเลยหนาวถ้าผม
ปิด
บ้า
ก่อน
มา
แป๊บ
ก
นึง
Nãy pin như không
บ้า
mẹ.
มากแล้วต้อง
หมายถึงว่าผ้าปูเตียง
มือคือเปิดปั๊บได้เวลาเปิดของเราต่ำสูงสุดเท่าไหร่ก็ต่ำเท่านั้น16
ปรับได้
มันไม่ปรับได้
Rồi mấy người bên trên
ผมจะไม่ปรับง่ายเพราะว่าผ้าห่มมันหนาง่ายมาเมื่อคืนนั้นแล้วโน้ขานี่สั่นตัวสั่นเลยก็เลยปิดตอนแรกไม่ปิดลองเอาผ้าห่มตัวที่ไม่ชื้นกว่าปิดเลยตอนนั้นไปซักก่อนไปซักก็ตาไม่ดูแล้วก็ปิดเครื่อง
เดี๋ยวทำไมวันนี้เปิด
มา
โอเปนเฮาส์
มาดูมาเที่ยว
ตามความสำคัญ
เกิดอะไรบ้าง
มีอะไร
เกิดอะไรได้ได้ 12,000 บาทเนี่ยนี่12,000 บาทหาได้
เดี๋ยวไอเทม
เดี๋ยวได้วันไหนแกจะเก็บไว้แล้วต้องติวหรอกแกติวฟรี
เห็นไหม
ติวอะไรมึงไปติวที่ไหนมึงอ่ะมึงไปเอาที่จับกลุ่มเขาได้แน่นอนเด็กกว่าที่จะได้เจ็ดมึงจะไม่ได้เลยหรอกแค่มึงจะไปเสียสักเดียวมึงจะแค่ได้สิบเดือนได้
อยากได้สิ
จริงๆนะคิดถึงแม่โซ่ขึ้นมาจริงๆเลยจากแก
ทำหมดแล้วก็ทำหมดแล้วมันก็เลยดีนะ
ไม่ได้ไปส่วนหนึ่ง
จะเจอเรา
ไอเดียข้างบนเนี่ยไหน
ภรรยามีลูก
แต่ไม่เกี่ยวที่นี่ไม่เกี่ยวตัวนี้เป็น
ไม่เอาแต่ถึงว่าคอนเซ็ปต์เกินว่ามันจะถึง
ชอบแล้ว
แก
เป็นนักศึกษา
ไม่เป็นเภสัชกร
แกเป็นผู้เชี่ยวชาญเรื่องยุทธศาสตร์แต่แกทำงานของบ้านแต่แกเป็นผู้นำคือแกเป็นเภสัชที่โรงพยาบาลแต่แกก็รู้สึกว่ามันจะเป็นอยู่แบบนั้นโดยที่ไม่เชี่ยวชาญอะไรเลยไม่ได้แกก็เลือกสายเชี่ยวชาญด้านยุทธศาสตร์
ไม่เอาเพราะว่ามาชุดเนี้ยรู้สึกว่าเราไปต้องไม่อ่านการศึกษาที่เรียนก่อนละ
มันประเด็นอีกเรื่องแบบที่ว่าแบบอะไรกับผู้หญิง
ได้
เยอะช่วยเยอะ
ถ้าเกิดว่าคุณต้องไม่อ่านนะคือจะทำให้ตัวเองเป็นวิกเนมในเอเชียไม่ยากเลยคือแค่หาฟิลเล่นยิ่งฟิลที่คนไม่ค่อยเล่นง่าย
ผมที่ได้รู้จักตรงนี้ได้ก็แต่ส้มที่ว่ารู้จักเลยครับคือแล้วส้มให้เป็นตัวแทนในส้มมาได้นะครับ
แล้ว
มันถึงที่ไหนแล้ว
ไม่ป่วยหรอ
ไปเลยเดี๋ยวก็มีโรคหัวใจแล้วไหมจะแบบใครแบบว่าใครเลยอะคะ
ไม่ต้อง
ไม่ต้องเสียคนไว้ก็ทำงานได้ถึงไหน
เสียมานั่งอยู่ข้างพยาน
ปกติไม่ค่อยมีเวลาพยายามเป็นพยาบาลเป็นอาจารย์พยาบาล
มันถึงว่าไม่มีการอะไรที่อยู่เสียไปเลยนะนั่นเสียไปเลยที่ดีนะ
นั่งอยู่แล้วก็
พูดไปเลย
โขกเข้าไป
แต่ว่า
เรื่องอะไรอ่ะ
น้อย
ทำงานนะจริงๆไม่ต้อง
จริ
ไป
งๆ
ทำ
คือ
อะไร
เรา
กันอ่ะ
ต้องดูระยะยาวด้วยการทำงานของเราที่
ทำงานตลอดเวลา
ทำเก็บทำผมเพื่อสะสมความเหนื่อยหน่าย
ใช่ที่มันไม่แต่ผมอ่ะไม่เหลือที่ละมันจะมี1 วันที่ผมพักผ่อนร่างกายเลยคือไม่ใช่อะไรคือนอนตั้งแต่3 ทุ่มแล้วก็พูดเลยยาวเลยสมาธิก็คือก็นอนต่อยาวจนขึ้นวัน
มันไม่ได้ไม่มันต้องสอนที่แบบ
เป็นหลักเป็นหลัก
มันก็แบบมันจะทำอะไรมาหลายไม่ได้
ไม่ได้มันต้องทุกวัน
ไม่
มันต้องทุกวัน
ไม่แต่ที่ทุกวันน่ะผมก็นอนเที่ยงคืนตี 1อะไรอย่างนี้
ศึกษา
ไม่หรอกช่วงมาที่นี่หรอกมันรู้สึกว่ามันมีอะไรที่ทำดี
ผมว่าจะเป็นอย่างนั้นจริง
เอาไหมปกติถ้ากลับไปที่นอน42มันก็นอนนะแต่ถ้ามีงานก็
ไม่ยินหรอก
ส่งมาที่ส่งมาตอนส่งมางานเราที่จะเอาเป็นนี้เสร็จมาท
ก็นะสกีมาแล้วถ้าไม่อยากปักสกีใครกลับก็ไม่ทำ15 หน้าคืนเดียวแบบนี้ไม่
ำ
ได้
เอาไปเลย
เ ดีๆมาช่วยเขาเลยแต่เราทำไม่ได้ไม่เอา
เดี๋ยวร้อนเยอะนะ
ดูมากดูดี
จริงมันมีภรรยาที่เป็นแบบนี้แล้วเด็ดมากกว่านี้
คนนั้นของคุณอยู่ดีๆนะยกประเด็นขึ้นมาคุณเอา
คือผู้บริหารโรงเรียนนะถ้ามาจากที่อื่นนะแต่ไพโรจน์เพราะว่าการมองคือเศรษฐกิจมันแต่งยังไง
นี่จะไปอ่านเรื่องการศึก
ว่า
ษา
คุณอยู่ในโซเชียลมีเดียด้วยส่วนหนึ่งไม่เหมือนนักเรามาจากที่อื่นไม่รับไม่รู้ใช่ไหมไม่ได้อยู่ไม่รับไม่ต้องเล่นมาเด็ก
ขนาดมือใช้ขนาดเราคนละขนาดกัน
โอ้เป็นไรบางทีก็
ต้องสร้างเพราะฉะนั้นทำให้เป็น
กว่าจะเจาะว่าเราทำอย่างนั้นได้มันทะลุทลายกระแพงลำบากว่าเขาสร้างเกราะหนามากแล้วก็หลายชั้น
เรา
มาก
เจอมาหลายทีนะ
แล้วทีมบริหารก็
ที่จะมาแบบว่า
ทีมบริหารก็ยังเป็นคนเดิมๆนึกออกไหมไอเดียก็เสร็จก็เลยมาเป็นเดิมบางเช่นตรงนั้นผมย้ายคือเซส
ทั้งเนี่ย
เอส
แต่ทำงานทำได้อย่างนี้ดีกว่ามาก
เอ๊ะอยู่ที่ใครก็ไปไกลใครอยู่ก็อยู่แบบนึง
เหมือนกันขนาดประชุมวิชาพวกแนว
เยอะรถได้รถอะไรรถซ้ำ
เขาไม่เห็นไงเขาไม่ได้ผ่านฟิว
เขาอยู่แต่ของเขา
เขาไม่ได้ผ่านฟิวอื่นมาแล้วจากฟิวนั้น
เขาใช้แค่ประสบการณ์ตอนที่เรียนในห้องในการสอนเรามากกว่า
เรียนละหมาดที่ไหน
นี่ตรงนี้ทางนี้ข้างหน้านี่เลย
เขาไม่เวลาละหมาดพร้อมกันเหรอ
เขาแยกว่าหาเองเขาแยกเซสชั่นว่าโลเวอร์กับอัปเปอร์เนี่ย
ผู้หญิงใจได้จะเปิดที่
เขาไม่ห่วง
แพ้
แผลจานกระดูกเล็กๆอย่างนี้นะ
แพ้
ไม่รู้สึกว่าเป็นใช่
มันเป็นคำแรกคนรู้แล้ว
แต่ไม่ได้กินแค่อันแต่อร่อย
ได้ยังไงคือการเป็นสบาย
มีใครกินมาม่า
อยากได้หรอกนี่นี่นี่นี่
อร่อยไหม
อร่อย
มาม่าเกาหลีแบบ
เราบอกเขาเลย
แบบเดิมไม่มีหรอก
กินตรงนี้แหละ
กินในถ้วยไม่ได้กินในนั้นนี่
กินกว่าแต่มันก็มีความเป็นความเฉพาะของรสชาติ
โรงแรมสุดท้ายยังไม่ได้จอง
อ่ะนั่นแหละ
คือสไตล์
อ้าวไม่ได้อยู่ตรงนี้ตลอดหรอ
เห็นไหมคือตรงเนี้ย
นั่นแหละนั่งข้างไปก่อนไปหน่อย
มัน
ไม่
ได้
ว่าจะไปนอนไม่ได้เป็นจะอยากไปนอนแค่สนามบิน
อ๋อเรื่องนี้นะพอดีจะได้ไม่งั้นควันของตอนนี้ไม่ทำร้อน
ที่สองก็ออกที่สามก็ออก
จะได้ไม่ต้องรีบออก
ที่สามไปก็ตอนนั้น
ไอ้ผมไม่เป็นไรก็จะไม่นอนดีมานั้น
จำนวนแล้ว
ก็เป็นที่หายใจเนี่ยเป็นนอนหายใจสองสามวันคุณนอนสบายไม่แต่งงานแค่ได้บอกว่าจริงเหรอ
ไม่อยากพูดอยู่ในกำคอ
ไม่ใจเลยไม่ใจเลย
เป็นตัวเป็นตัว
เป็นคออยู่
ไม่ถ้าไม่มีงานมันก็ไม่แต่งไงถ้ามีก็ดูหนาว
นี่แหละเดี๋ยวผนังห้องนี้ไปเลย
รู้สึกหายใจไม่ออกแล้วก็ติดแอร์แล้วก็มันติดตรงนี้เปิดประตูบ้านให้มันก่อน
แล้วบางรถมันรับลงนั่นแหละ
ไม่รู้เหมือนกันว่าเขาแจ้งมีอะไร
อ๋อเปิดไม่ได้เพราะว่าเด็กเข้ามาเลย
เพื่อว่า
ใช่ป่าวว่าเนื้อปลามีคนมาที่คนแรกไม่เนื้อปลามีกันอะไรวะนี่กัน
ใครอ่ะใครไปดูที่ไหนประมาณที่ไหนอ๋อพอแล้วพอแล้วพอแล้วประชุมเรื่องอะไรบ้าง
ผู้บริหารแต่ละครั้ง
อยากไปดูสอน
และสำนักงานประจำ
ก็อยู่ที่ไหนความสุขก็อย่างอยู่ที่นั่น
น่าจะไม่ได้ไปจะไม่รับสิ
มีความสุข
ก็อาจจะมีความ
มีความทุกข์น้อยกว่า
น้อยกว่า
แล้วที่จะว่าเขาไม่มีอะไรแบบ
ใช่อยู่ในหัวสนุกฮาเลยหรอ
เด็ก
พวกบุคลากรมีอะไรแบบ
พวกคุณไม่ได้ที่สุด
เขาก็จะแต่มีหน่อยที่จะ
คือมันมีอะไรนะเนี่ย internal process เราดูสกอร์การสกอร์ได้
มีอะไรนะ
internal process การทำงานภายในเราเป็นพี่น้องเราเป็นทำงานแบบทีทายทุกวันเรามีทีทายทุกวันโมง
นี่นะ
ของเราเนี่ย
ทีไทย
ทีทายทุกวันแล้วก็จะพอวันพุธวิทยาลัยจะซัพพอร์ตคนอื่นให้แต่ละคนในเอาของพี่น้องของวันแต่ว่าควรเป็นอาหารนี่คือวันพุธพุธสัปดาห์
เราท
ต้องมาคุยกัน แล้วก็ถ้าของร้านคอของร้านคอนั้นมีวิดีโอที่นี่จะนั่งแยกเชฟนะประมาณนี้ก็ไม่ไปฟังกันแล้วก็ทีของอาจารย์อยู่แล้ว
ำจอยได้ไหม
ร้านจอย
ย้าย
ไม่จอยแต่เฉพาะเรื่องสารเชื่อมในฟอร์มจำนำไม่ขนาดนั้นเราเนี่ย
มีแค่เท่าไหร่
มีว่าเรียนในคนหนึ่งก่อนที่จะไปอยู่แล้วกันจะไปเริ่มจากก่อน
เริ่มทำ2 คนก็ทำ
ทำการใหม่อยู่ก็ใหม่ก็จะรับเป็นทำใหม่แต่ส่วนใหญ่จะอยากจะเรียนต่อเนี่ยก็เรื่องว่า
เราละไหนกับถามการสลิงได้ไม่ว่าจะไหน
ได้นะพี่ว่า
เป็นที่จะเราอยากคนมอง
ตาแรกนี่เหมือนงานต่อเลย
ไม่แต่เรามีความสุขเรามีความสุขในการทำงาน
เนี่ยคนมันรู้สึกว่ามันมีหัวแบบนั้น
ท่านเยอะท่านคนเยอะ
ไม่ที่เราเรื่องสารพัดที่เราคิดว่าแบบ
สองมีวัน
ไม่ได้มีงานเลยรู้ที่มีเราเราเราเรื่อง
ใครถามใครชื่อยูสงสารชื่อนี้ยูอุ้ยผมสลับนะครับจริงๆล่ะ
สุกสุก
โต๊ะเอาไปบอกว่ายูซุฟแต่ถ้าเขียนไม่ถูก
เข้าใจ
ก็ไม่มีเสียงพอไหมก็ไม่มีเสียงพอไหม
เดี๋ยว
ยูทูบยูทูบ
ก็ไม่มา
ก็เลยมาเป็นยูสง
ยูทูบ
ก็คือเปลี่ยนชื่อนะเขียนเป็น
เป็นโยเซฟ
ก็เจ๊
เปลี่ยนทำไมเรื่องหนาชาติเรียกไม่เปลี่ยนยูซุฟมันง่ายดี
เป็นชื่อเป็นเตียนอะไรไม่เหมือนกัน
ใช่
ทั่วโลก
ปฏิมา
เป็นยูนิเวอร์แซล
ปฏิมาก็เหมือนกันปฏิมาก็ไม่ใช่เฉพาะมุสลิม
ถ้าไปจากประเทศนั้นถ้ายูทูบนั่นเดี๋ยวไม่เป็นไม่ได้
yes คือ
แต่ที่มาขายนี่นี่นี่
ขาแก้มันพลาดกินเนื้อที่เราขาแก้ไม่น่าจะยาวเข้ามาในที่เราได้
ใช่ขาวเรื่องยาวแต่ว่าขาแก
ไป
ยาว
เอาแกเย็นนิดหน่อยจะไปไหนกันครับ
เวนอม
เอาคนนี้ใช่หรอ
นะเบลโอ้คุณได้ไหมนี่แหละเนี่ย
นั่นแหละไม่ก็
เพราะวันนี้
ไป
เรา
สาย
ใส่
ไป
สาย
แล้ว
สาย
ตามก็
อาการคือได้ยิน
เราน่าจะเดินตามรอยที่มีรถไฟฟ้า
กาแฟ
ว่า
น้ำเราต้องไปใช่ไหมต้องไปไว้ด้วยเนี่ย
ในรอบสุดที่ในรอบตัวนี้แค่คนเดียว
ไม่มีปัญหา
อยากไปการทำเอง
ตื่นตัวกลับบ้าน
น่าดีใจ
เล่นต่อไม่ได้หรอ
ไม่ได้ใจกดดัน
นอนโรงแรม
หลังเรียนแล้วเรามีตาฟ้าช็อปปิ้งเซ็นเตอร์โรงแรมโกก็ของลูกชายที่ดีก็ฉันโดนด้วยแฟนเหี่ยว่าแฟนเขาไม่ได้เชื่อ
ลองมีแบบ
ได้งานที่สุดมุสตาฟานี่ก็ได้อันนี้ได้มันก็ได้เวลาใช้ฝาเราสมุดบัตรก็ดี
อะไรวะเนี่ยไม่ใช่แล้ว
ไปก็ได้ไปก็ได้
ต้องดีให้แฟนรอด้วย
ที่คนไหนๆนะเราที่เราต้อง
ถ้ามีคนถึงแล้วค่ะ
แล้ว
ก็
ดู
เดี๋ยว
ดู
พอที่เดี๋ยวเราเดี๋ยวเลย
แล้วก็อีกวันไหนที่เป็นจะอยากไปดูเป็นแกแชร์ก็ทำก็อยากไปอยากเพิ่มการศึกษาเลยนะใช่ไหม
Yeah. Prof, I couldn't get for the return ticket to go back to Kenya, but I sent you the flight itinerary, which is it will be 13, and then also 14. So 13 that is Saturday. Saturday there is flight to come, but going back, so I don't know about that because we couldn't get it. So it's full. Booking to return back is full until Monday. All are full. So I was thinking that if to book on Tuesday.